Coming to you live Tuesday, April 1st. Sage, it's around 7:30. We haven't been doing this in a while, Sage. This is our first time on the stream in a little bit, but what a day to be back. The Warriors, in probably the biggest game of the year, beat the Memphis Grizzlies 134-125. I thought this was going to be the Steph Curry game. I mean, he came out in that first half, was cooking. The Grizzlies stay in the game the entire way. Sage, it felt like a playoff game there at the end, but I don't know. I'm so pumped because what we saw is that Jimmy, Steph, Draymond, the big players that we're going to have to rely on come the playoffs, late in the game. When it got into that playoff scenario, they came through. Memphis started to miss shots. Triple J was missing wide open threes, fouled out. Great win for the Warriors. They needed it. Now we're in the fifth spot. How you feeling, baby?
Feel good. You said you thought it was going to be the Steph game. Was it not the Steph game?
It was the Steph game, but I mean,
come on, bro.
Think about it, Sage. In the fourth quarter, he's kind of started to tail off there a little bit. I mean, it seemed like it was one of the best shooting games that I've ever seen in my life. Probably still is, but it looked like he was set to get that record. Slowed down a little bit in that fourth quarter, but he pulled through late. I mean, he got 100%. That big three. I mean, Pajemski with the tip in, Moody with the three to seal it.
Yeah.
It seems like everybody did their part. Everybody kind of struggled at certain parts of the game, but altogether, everybody chipped in. I mean, Buddy Hield had a couple big buckets there in the fourth quarter. Jimmy Butler, I think, was the second leading scorer with 25. Draymond, we're gonna get into this a little bit. Had a little bit of issue with the wide open threes, but played his ass off on defense all night. So team win, and I gotta say, Memphis kind of impressed me, man. They look good, but the Warriors were better at the end of the day.
I mean, we just took Memphis's A game. You could say what you want about what Memphis has been doing lately, how they've been playing, but that was their A game. They 100%. Just couldn't miss in the first half. They're defending well. I mean, it takes a miracle like Steph Curry first half to kind of keep you in that game as they're just kind of avalanching threes on you. And it's Pod's not playing well to start. Moody not playing well to start. Kevon Looney kind of getting some minutes here and there to try and patch up like the inside because no one could guard the paint. And then at the end, like you mentioned, everyone comes together. It's Buddy Hield getting to the line, hitting a big three. He comes out. Who is it? Moses Moody making defensive plays, hitting a big three at the end. Pods, all hustle, all effort, all day, every game. You know you're going to get 100% from that guy. So it doesn't matter. Taking charges. I mean, you're seeing it now. The team is forming. The team is coming together. And it's not a coincidence that this team looks great. The game is Jonathan Kuminga's not playing. Right, you see the guys. They know.
Are we going there? Are we going there right away?
These guys know their roles. Like even a guy like Gee, who gets a lot of hate, at least he's not a guy who's going to call for the ball and just be a black hole on offense. Right, everyone does their part. Like they allow Steph. I mean, Steph got up 31 shots today. Right, you don't really see him do that often. Gets up 31 shots. Everyone kind of forms around him, and at the end, you said he tailed off a bit, but it was more so his gravity. I mean, they're holding the guy. Putting two on the line on him like he's prime Calvin Johnson, and he
was not getting calls all night. It was gross. There was one where he finally got the call, but you could have almost had 4 foul calls before that. So they were hounding Steph Curry all night.
The one on Scottie Pippen where he was falling in the lane, right? I mean, it was just disgusting. You see Jalen Wells 50 feet from the bucket, just hand fighting with him, just grabbing him, holding his jersey. Desmond Bane trying to get at him. Santi Aldama, who doesn't do anything all year until he plays the Warriors, then decides he's going to have the game of his year. I think it's a Draymond thing. I think Draymond says something to these foreigners, these white foreign guys, and it just brings out the best in them every time that they go against us. But despite that, you battle it, you fight it out. Huge win. You're the 5 seed. Go to bed tonight. You're the 5 seed. You got a tough back-to-back, but you could rest your head well tonight.
I mean, so Sage, I'm looking at it right now. I mean, Memphis shot 47% from the field. 40% from three. Think about if Triple J didn't miss like 8 wide open threes there at the end. He had a tough end to the game, Sage. I mean, he was just bad fouls all over the place. He was in that far corner at the end of the game. Had at least 5 threes that were wide open. Missed it. I think this is the best that I've seen John Morant play in a couple of years. So pulling up right now, he had 36, 14, and 22. Probably crazier than anything. I mean, 5 of 8 from 3. When have you ever seen John Morant this good from 3? He was getting to the rack. I mean, we didn't even bring it up, but Taylor Jenkins gets fired a week before. The entire year they're complaining about the kind of basketball that they have Ja playing. He's playing more catch and shoot. you saw all day today that they were going with the dribble handoffs. They were going with the pick and rolls. And even though I'm not the biggest fan of John Morant, he played good today and he looked dangerous.
I mean, it wasn't even just like in that playoff series in 2022, right? He was just hitting the open threes we were giving him. It was kind of the Draymond Green knock yourself out treatment, right? Like,
yeah, 100%. Like, go ahead.
He had a step back to start the game. I think their first bucket was a John Morant step back three on the left wing. At the end there, when it looked like it was night after the Moody three, walks into like a 30-footer, bottoms it. And he played well, man. He went out for a bit with a face injury. Probably could have had 40 if he played his regular minutes, but despite it, I mean, he was their best player. It wasn't even close. Clearly was the difference maker when they were on it. And without GP2, they kind of have nothing to throw at this guy. They have nothing. This type of guard has always killed the Warriors. And when you have no athleticism on the wing with your best guard out, you kind of knew Jaw was going to come in today. After the loss yesterday, he was going to kind of light us up. But like I said, it was their A game. They couldn't miss. You got a John Morant A game, which he gives you once in a blue moon these days. You fight it off, you get a huge win, almost double digits. I mean, as a Warriors fan right now, I can't feel any better.
Do you really want to see SGA after seeing what Ja did to this defense all night?
Hell no. He always, dude.
Remember when you said that you wanted to maybe go up against OKC? You're not scared because we got the 5th seed now, Sage. I don't want anything to do with OKC in the second round. I don't want to get near
I'm not inviting
SGA
OKC
until the Western Conference Finals. What?
I'm not inviting OKC. I'm just saying they don't scare me as much as their record says. That's all it is with me. I think
it just seems like a twitchy guard like that is going to give us so many issues. Like Ja was just getting to the rim with no issues. And obviously we're not going to play SGA the same way. We're probably going to do something a little bit different, but that was a little bit scary. I will say the defense did not look good all night.
I mean, taking it back a bit, right? Like Ant, when we go up against Ant, it's the same thing. Prime Harden would always cook because even when we had Clay, it's just like you said, these quick twitchy guards, they always seem to get us, man. So I'm glad that's it for the Grizzlies. We probably won't have to see them for the rest of the year. I think they're going to continue to slide. And who knows, man? Like if the Warriors can hold tight, beat the Lakers on Thursday, that 4 seed's not looking out of reach.
I mean, I don't know about that, Sage. I think the 4 seed's a little bit out of reach, but where are they now? So they're 0-3 with Thomas Isalo. So they're 9-16 in the last 25. Officially have lost, I think it's 8 of the last 10 games. So you got to expect that they're going to slide. But this team that they threw out today looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, they struggled late. They struggled late, but throughout. I think Fitzgerald was saying it the entire night. They're the second highest scoring offense in the NBA. Their defense has tailed off as of late, but you got a couple guys who could guard on the team. Jaws, obviously, barbecue chicken, but you got Triple J in there. This team is still solid. It's just, what do you do when you fire the coach 8 games left in the season? It seems like the locker room's been lost. I don't know if they have enough to pull it together and actually get something to where they could win a playoff series. That's my only thing.
Yeah, their ceiling is just making the playoffs and maybe taking a game or two. I mean, no one. They're like a dumber version of the Rock, which is funny because I would rather see the Rockets than them just as a Warriors fan. I think we just match up better with the Rockets, but I just think they're a lesser version of the Rockets. Is just how I view them. I just think the Rockets just don't have that guy who's going to be could be the best player in any given night, like Ja could, right? Like that's what scares me about the Grizzlies is the Rockets don't really have that, but I just think as a team, the Rockets are just a slightly better Grizzlies. No one's scared of the Grizzlies, though. I could say that. From what they were, being the 2 seed basically all year, to what they are now, it's gone south quick.
I mean, Zach Edey played okay today, but we've seen what happens in the playoffs. Rudy Gobert, guys like Zach Edey and Rudy Gobert, they're going to get played off the court. They're just going to switch Steph on them all day. Steph got him on Curry Island a couple times there, and it was ugly. It was ugly for Zach Edey, but he's a big body. He was causing issues. Draymond definitely had to hold his own down there with Edey on him.
Draymond, man.
Them, Jalen Wells, I think he hit a couple shots, but do I trust Jalen Wells when it comes down to it in the playoffs, when they leave him open to hit shots? No. Fuck no, I don't. I don't think Jalen Wells is going to be able to hit high-pressure threes. So, yeah, they're probably going to fall into play. And, I mean, it seems like what's going on with the West right now is you got the Clippers and you got the T-Wolves who are humming. We know that the Warriors with Jimmy Butler are what now? 18-4?
18-2. Or 18-2 when him and Steph both start.
Yeah, so I don't think there's any way that Memphis doesn't fall to the 8 seed, just based on where they're going right now. Everybody else's teams outside of the Warriors, the Lakers, and the Rockets have pretty easy schedules coming down the stretch too. So that's going to play another factor into it.
The Warriors have a tough 3-game stretch here. Then it lines up. But man, you got to escape these next 3. You got to make your way here, because I think it's Lakers, Nuggets on a back-to-back, and then Rockets on Sunday. Then it's a little easier slaying from there. But you kind of got to fight through this. 1 and 2 is not awful. You got to try and aim for 2 and 1 though.
You got to aim for 2 and 1. This is going to be the big stretch of the season. We're going to find out what this Warriors team is going to be made of over these last 3 games. But Sage, getting into those last 3 games, seeing guys like Podziemski, Moody down the stretch there. These are high-pressure games. You're going to have these kind of games for the rest of the year, especially against the Lakers, against the Rockets, against the Nuggets. You're going to need guys like Brandon Podziemski, Moses Moody to have big moments late in these games. Today they did it. It looked a little shaky. Like I said, right? Podziemski, I think, was 0 of 4 from the 3-point line. He came off of Sunday with his best shooting day he's ever had, but we know Brandon Podziemski. He's shaky from 3. But if you could just find a way to like get into your spots, like he did with that tip in, play solid D, and just be smart with the ball, find little pockets of space, that's all that we need from Podziemski. So I'm happy that they played good down the stretch, because in the playoffs, they're going to need to do it. So it's good to see them do it in a playoff-like atmosphere tonight.
I mean, the thing with Pods, though, is like his role on the team has been changing. I feel like with Jimmy, he's finally found his space. Like in the starting lineup, he works well. And I think him, and you see it with Moody, they're just getting comfortable in working with the guys around him, rather than like running with just like a hodgepodge of second unit guys, whether it's, Lindy Waters and Buddy Hield or Slow-Mo, whatever. Like now they know their guys, they know their rotations, they're solidifying it. Like one thing you got to give Kirk credit to is when he doesn't think something's right, he's going to keep fixing it, maneuvering it around, right? You saw all those different starting lineups throughout the year, whatever. We had the number, and it changes. And then once they got it, they got it. You see it with this team, right? Like this lineup, they've kept it, and it's worked. Like I said, 18 and 2, and they're full health, full strength, full go. I think the 2 are like 2 pretty crummy teams, but you see it now. You see what the Warriors are doing. It's Moody defending, hitting clutch shots. It's
3-and-D. Moody's just a 3-and-D guy now. He seems so comfortable.
It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy because we've seen the potential. We felt like it was untapped potential just sitting there on your bench, but it took these guys around him to really bring it out in him. You see, he hit that shot over Edey. He like big boyed him, hit him in the lane, knocked him to the baseline, hit a flex on him. That wasn't happening last year. This guy has his confidence. He's hitting big threes. I mean, that corner 3, right? Like Andrew Wiggins, God bless his soul. He's the perfect guy. He'll hit a 3 when there's 5 minutes left in the game. He's not going to hit a 3 when there's 2 minutes left in the game. Moses Moody seems like he's a big time guy. A young vet, doesn't let these moments get to him, and it's special to watch, man. Like he's hustling on the floor, getting stops and hitting big shots. So he's a perfect third guy to have with Steph and Jimmy in your front court.
I feel like with these young guys like Podziemski and Moody,
backcourt.
No, it's all good. But with guys like Moody and Podziemski, who are young guys who have never really been in spots like this before, like you said, if they don't have their spot on the team kind of solidified, they don't know what they have to do. That's where they can start to freak out. They get a little bit lost, and they can't really get together. But like you said, Moody, Podziemski, Kerr ever since Jimmy's came in to the Bay Area, Kerr's kind of set up what they're going to do, right? Moody's going to be that 3-and-D guy. Pods is probably going to be the point of attack defender. He's not going to be the guy where we're relying on him to facilitate, but he's got the ability to. You're just hoping that somehow, Jonathan Kuminga, sitting on the bench today with the Yankee cap, looking all iced out. Please just find your role in this team. We're going to get into it a little bit. I know you're are you a Guy Santos guy? I know that our boy Brian is. I don't know where you stand.
I'm not
right now.
Okay.
Where are you right now with Guy Santos?
He's like JTA to me. I'm not pro him. I'm not anti him. I just don't want too much of him. He's good for 4 minutes. You know what I mean? He's good when you're up 20. I don't hate the guy. He brings effort. He tries. God bless him. He tries, but athletically and skill-wise, he's just not all the way there. I do trust his 3-ball, though, weirdly. And he's always going to crash the glass. I just don't like when Kerr puts him in the first quarter and in, like, close games.
Do you really trust Guy Santos' 3-ball, though? Do you?
I kind of do. Weird. When it's open. I'll preface it with that. When it's open.
Okay, so I think this is my biggest fear for the Warriors coming up in the stretch. Like we said, Jonathan Kuminga didn't play today. We know that he's going to be back. Thank God he avoided a major injury. You didn't know. Also, how about Butler going to the ground today, grabbing at his ankle?
Yeah. When I saw the
my
replay,
entire life flashed before my eyes. I'm like, okay, well, we're fucked. The podcast is done. Kiss any viewership goodbye. Steph Curry's not getting the 5th ring. It felt like that. He grabbed his ankle. You saw that he fell awkwardly. I thought he fucking broke it.
The way Edie stepped on it, or just before the replay? Because once I saw the replay,
before you saw the replay,
when I saw the replay, I knew he was fine, because you listening to Fitz and Clem, they're like, oh, he definitely twisted that left ankle or whatever. And then I saw the replay. I saw he just stepped on it, probably just moved a little soreness. I think he'll be fine. Yeah, you can't afford it right now because you're going all out because you got to win these games. You have no time to rest, and you kind of. Health is the main priority, but you got to get out of the plane at the same time. So you see Jimmy crashing into other guys, into bigs down in the post. He's still going to the rim, jumping, trying to get guys in the air. So, the way he plays, like, he's a physical player, it's going to happen. You want playoff Jimmy. This is kind of the risk you run to win these games. So you hold your breath every time he goes down there. Same with Steph, because when he gets fouled, at least Jimmy gets the calls. When Steph gets fouled, he's getting knocked to the ground. No whistle, ball's going the other way.
I mean, Sage, you're saying we got to stay healthy so we could get out of the play-in. I thought Jimmy broke his ankle. I thought the next 2 years were done. Like, for about like a good 15 seconds there, that's where I was at. But, Sage, how close is the Jimmy pump fake drawing a foul getting to a Steph Curry 3 to how energized it gets you? I don't know. To be honest, it gets me pumped up. Like, whenever, like, he just goes
up, new finisher.
Gets the fake, they smack him, he goes to the line. I'm just so fucking fired up. I can't get enough of it.
It's like how in WWE, those guys have like signature finishing moves. Like, that's his finishing move. Like, the Warriors are up 2, the Warriors are up 3. You got to get it to a 2-possession game. Jimmy, it's everyone's frantic. Everyone's, jumping at the first pump fake. He's calm, collected. He's been there, a vet. Gets the ball. Boom. Here comes Triple J flying like a bat out of hell. Gets him right into the ribs, gives him a little check, goes up. Doesn't even try to make the shot. Just flails it up. Knows he's going to hit the free throws. I love it, man. I mean, it gives you another reliable option. And it's not like it's, the Jimmy mid-range, the Jimmy this. It's like, I know at the end of these games, Jimmy's going to find a way to get to the line. I think we shot about the same amount of free throws until they started fouling at the end there. I think it was 22 apiece until they started fouling when the game was over. But the difference is, I think the Warriors made all their free throws, right? I don't think the Warriors missed a free throw.
So they're 28 of 28, Sage. When was the last? I mean, think about before Jimmy, right? Because we've been seeing this ever since Jimmy Butler's came to town. But before Jimmy Butler came this year, when did the Warriors ever shoot 28 times from the free throw line? Never. It's contagious. Jimmy Butler, whatever he's doing with his team on defense, getting to the free throw line, being aggressive, driving to the rack. It's contagious. And we see guys like Moody doing it now. Pajemski. I can't get enough of it. I want all the Jimmy Butler stock possible. I might buy a Jimmy Butler jersey. Like, I'm there right now. I know we're only about 15 games in, but yeah, fuck yeah, dude. This was huge, Sage. This was huge. We're going to get into it. I don't think I want the fifth spot for just how the bracket plays out, but right now you can't think about that. You just got to rack up wins. You got the Clippers right on your ass, and Timberwolves are, I think, in front of them too. They're both on fire. So you just got to rack up as many wins and just see where you get at when the season comes to an end. I think it's, 2 Sundays from now?
To the 13th.
At Chase Center against the Clippers. So great win today.
Chase.
Jimmy Butler.
I just
can't get enough of it, man. I can't get enough of it. I know that this is a Steph game. We're going to get into Steph too, but like, this is what I know what Steph is all about. I know that Steph's going to be able to do this on any given night. But
dude, you
seeing
say that,
a guy like Jimmy Butler, the energy he's bringing in here is fucking insane.
Bro, you're taking it for granted, bro. Jimmy Butler's the shiny new toy. Yeah, Jimmy Butler's the shiny new toy. Bro, he's a 6'4" guard, dropping a 52, 10, and 8 with 12 made threes at the age of 37. Don't take that for granted and say, I know it's that. Dude, this is special. It's kind of like the LeBron thing where it's like you got to sit back and just realize, bro, this is like something you'll never see again. Like, anytime Steph does this, I'm like a kid in a candy store, right? Watching it for the first time ever. Like, recapturing that initial flame when I first got introduced to Steph Curry and what was going to be the greatest basketball experience ever. I mean, watching him just go off like that in the first half and just knowing he could still bring it out of him, it gives you, at this age, it gives you confidence going into the playoffs. It gives you confidence that any given night, even if it's Jokic, if it's Luka, Steph's A game could win you any series, any game. If he's bringing it, right? Like that 3 ball, it's demoralizing. He single-handedly got the Warriors that lead in the first half and put them away at the end there. So those are the things. Like, I get it. Jimmy played one of his best games as a Warrior. Draymond with the triple-double, but it was Steph all night. That's what carried them this entire night. They're not scoring without him. Jimmy Butler's not getting all those open looks in the paint without him. Moses Moody ain't getting those open threes without him. It was 100%. Steph creating gravity. They have to pick him up 94 feet. 94 feet the whole game, hand checking him, double teaming him when he crosses half court. So that's what I think it was. I love Jimmy, but he has the easy job. He's the backup singer right now, right? Like, he's not the main vocalist. Like, just don't fuck it up. You're going to get the easy looks. You're going to get Zach Edey on you in the post. Yeah. Get him in the air.
He's like Big Boy. Steph is Andre 2000. Like, Big Boy, you just got to come in for about 30 seconds, do a nice little rap. Andre's going to carry the first part of the song. He's got the hook. But, yeah, I mean, Steph Curry, 16 of 31. I know that he hit 12 threes, but he was 12 of 20, 8 for 8 from the line, 52 points, 10 boards, 8 assists. I kind of forgot that Steph really hadn't played good in the past 5 games. I know that
injured. He got that time
injured in Toronto, missed those 2 games, and came back against the Pelicans. Looked a little bit shaky, and then the Spurs, it was just a blowout. So we didn't really need a big Steph game, but it is good to see Steph play. Like
Steve Kerr just now asked, what do you think was different with Steph? He said, I think the week off helped, and I think the 2 rounds of golf on the road trip helped. Like, you see it, bro. This guy just took some time off, recaptured his love, his off-the-court hobbies, found himself again, got the legs rested, got the ass right, and he came out and balled. And he's going into the toughest stretch. It's April Steph. This guy's going to come out and play his best basketball. You got the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Rockets. You can't be hitting your peak at a better time. You come away from this weekend 3-0, you might be the 4 seed. You might be the 4 seed.
Are we sure about that, Sage? Do we really think that that's possible right now?
I mean, they're a game and a half back of the Lakers, and you play them next, right?
So are they a game and a half back? Let me see.
Two games back.
2.5. You just won, but the Lakers play tomorrow. So you have a potential to still be down 2.5 games. You got the head-to-head, though, Thursday.
No, Lakers don't play tomorrow.
They don't. So they play Thursday against the Warriors. That's right.
Warriors.
That's
so
right.
You win that, you're a game back on them.
The Lakers are so lucky. Do you see what they got coming up later in the schedule?
No.
They got back-to-back road games against OKC, but it's like the 4th and the 3rd last game of the year. So I think that OKC is probably going to be resting their guys. I don't think they're going to be going balls to the wall.
Bro,
is there any chance that they do just to get
they want
SGA
70
the MVP?
Well, he's got it locked up, but they want 70 wins. They got to win out to get 70. They'd be the 3rd team ever, 4th team ever to do it. So I think they're aiming for that.
They're not going to get 70 wins.
Might as well go for it, though. Bro, they can easily get it. They need to win 7 more games.
Why would you go all out to win 70 games? Who gives a shit? It's not like you're getting the record at anything. Could you imagine you're like pussing SGA, your entire team, Chet Holmgren, who's basically like a walk-in injury to try to get to 70 games, and then someone just has a major injury in like the second to last game of the year? If I'm OKC, I'm coasting.
Knock on wood.
We coasting the rest of the way. We don't want to wish that on anyone. I'm just saying, if you're OKC, you got bounced out by Luka in the second round last year. Let's just say you kind of choked. This year, you've been the number 1 seed all year. SGA's minus Jokic, the best player in basketball. I'm not taking any risk going down. So the Lakers got a little bit lucky with that scheduling, though, because they have back-to-back road games against OKC. Usually that would have been a nightmare, but you're probably not going to get OKC at 100%.
All right,
so I'm thinking that the Lakers are going to kind of clean up towards the end of the year.
Did you just see that?
What?
Warriors are resting Steph, front end of the back-to-back. Won't play Thursday.
I love that.
No, April Fools. I'm joking.
You know what?
You were really for it? No, dude. Come on. You got to go ahead. You got to see how you match up with the Lakers. Dude, this is going to be the first round matchup. Whether you like it or not, this is the 4-5 right here. It's going to happen. The league wants it so bad.
Yeah, because I'm at the point right now where I just really don't want to play OKC in the second round. But then chat. Also, please, chat. Who's ever in the chat, throw down a like, throw down a comment. If you like our content, please like and subscribe here. But, yeah, like I said, Sage, the Grizzlies are falling apart. They're not going to stay in the race. So if we're not going to get the 5 seed, that means that the Clippers or the T-Wolves are going to overtake us. And there's a chance of it happening, but I don't know. I think the love for the Clippers right now is getting a little bit crazy.
I mean,
like Kendrick Perkins goes on ESPN and says that they're the second best team in the West?
Second best team in the West.
Fucking
that was a get the Lakers, though.
Get off the pipe, Kendrick Perkins. What the fuck are you talking about? How can you see like 5 good games from the LA Clippers and think, okay, I trust Kawhi Leonard. I trust a 37-year-old James Harden to be consistent and stay healthy in the playoffs. How can you do that after just seeing 5 games?
Bro,
There's
it's
no
rinse
way.
and repeat with this team. Like they fool everyone every
I've
single
seen
year.
it so many times before.
I'll never buy into it. Seriously, they tricked me once. I'll never buy into it again.
What about your boy Norman Powell? You do you believe that he could be the same guy that he is in the playoffs?
Bro. Justice for Norman Powell, right? He's on a revenge
potential All-Star if it wasn't for LeBron James over there.
The 12th reserve for the All-Star didn't make it because LeBron decided to play or decided not to play. But dude, yeah, I don't buy them. Kawhi, do you trust that guy to last a playoff series? Like, do you? Everyone's saying if they get the Rockets, they'd be favored in that series. Like, I don't understand that. Like, could they be upright? It'd be cool, the Harden revenge, kind of mini arc there. But I just don't see it with them. I think they're old and slow, and they can't put it together for a series or two. But I don't know, man. Vegas likes them. For whatever reason, they're Vegas' darling every single year.
Like I said, we saw James Harden at his peak not perform in the playoffs. Kawhi Leonard, I think that he's a dog when he's fully healthy. He's looked like he's getting there, but do I trust him to go deep into the playoffs? No, I don't. I think his body's going to break down because that's what I've seen ever since he's left Toronto. Ever since they got knocked out in the bubble, Kawhi Leonard hasn't been healthy consistently. So I don't think that's just going to happen all of a sudden. But Sage, any other points that we want from the game? I mean, I feel like we got a little bit off topic there. Let's talk about this game a little bit. To anybody who's just on the stream right now, Warriors beat the Grizzlies 134-125. Steph Curry has 52 points, 12 threes. The Warriors fend off a great performance from Ja Morant, who scored 36 on the night. Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr. had 22 points, but fouled out late in the game. Basically, when that happened, Sage, the Warriors took over. And anybody else that we haven't brought up yet that you feel like deserves to get a little bit of a shout out?
Chase, we haven't really given him too much shine. I know we're going to get into it later, but how many times do I have to watch Draymond Green go up against these former defensive player of the years, Jaren Jackson, whether it's Marcus Smart, Rudy Gobert, and clearly always be the best defensive player on the court?
He's always the best defender on the court.
Never gets outshined on the defensive end by anyone, whether it's his own teammates or the other guys, defending the rim, posting up against or holding up against Zach Edey, who's double his weight and has 7-8 inches on him. So you have that. He's getting out on the perimeter, guarding guys like Ja, defending the mid-range, getting out to the three, blocking shots in the corner. This guy literally does it all. He's a defensive ace for your team. Just is an absolute weapon on the defensive end that you could deploy at any time. Now the favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. And if you're a Warriors fan, if you're a true basketball fan and you've been watching every game, you understand this guy deserves it. Not some 7-footer who's just going to block shots whenever a point guard decides to come in.
Yeah. I'm happy for Draymond because he's never going to get this opportunity again. Victor Wembanyama, unless he has another season-ending injury within the next 10 years, is going to win the Defensive Player of the Year every single year. You got lucky this year because you got hurt. I get it. I like Evan Mobley. I think he's a great defender. I know that the Cavaliers have been humming all year, but what you've seen from Draymond Green ever since Jimmy Butler's came into town is insane. Like I said, Sage, it's almost like he turned back the clock. Even, I would almost say 6 years ago. I think that this version of Draymond Green is better than the version that we saw on that 2022 team that won the finals.
100%.
Right?
1,000%.
I don't know how it happens. I mean, he's 3 years older, but he looks better. The fact that he could guard the paint so well, it's like he has 1 foot in the paint, but also he's able to defend on any kickouts that happen with some wide open 3-point shooters. He's just defending everywhere on the court. He's everywhere. He's like a strong safety where it's almost like even if he's matched up on the big, he's able to guard everybody else on the court. He's really just roaming around the entire time, guarding the paint. I can't say enough about Draymond Green. Just the physicality, the leadership, everything that he brings to this Warriors defense is what makes this team a title contender. If Draymond couldn't nut up and guard the 5 and guard the bigs for these Western Conference teams, the Warriors would have no shot. The only reason that our size isn't a disadvantage that knocks us out of contention is because of Draymond Green and his defense. So there's nothing much more I could say, Sage. I think he's probably the best defender in the league still, other than Victor Wembanyama. Rudy Gobert, don't give me that. If you're in a playoff situation and your team has to sub you out and you can't be on the court in the biggest minutes of the game because you're a liability, you can't ever be considered the best defender in the league, in my opinion. That goes to Draymond Green. That goes to a unicorn like Victor Wembanyama.
I 100% agree. I mean, you kind of mentioned it, right? Like, what's the flip? Like, what flipped the switch here when Jimmy got here? It's the hope, the belief, right? Like, this team, ever since, you see it with Steph. He didn't have any 40-point games before Jimmy gets here. Now he has 2 50-point games, a couple 40-point games to go along with it. He's in 10+ threes a game. Draymond turns back the clock. I mean, 4 weeks ago, he was plus 1,000 to win Defensive Player of the Year. Tomorrow morning, he'll wake up, he'll be a minus 200 favorite. Although there has been some talk that, you know, since the cat thing and the way he's handled himself off the court, that the media might not want to give it to him. Wink, wink. But the guy deserves it. He's clearly been the best defensive player that the game has had since I don't even know when. And he only has one defensive player of the year to show for it, which is an absolute disgrace. Like you said, this is his last opportunity really to get it, with Wemby just lurking and looming in the deep end, just waiting to come and attack. He's like the shark from Jaws.
He's
right?
like
just
the shark from Jaws.
Yeah.
You just know he's coming at some point.
Just at some point, he's just like waiting to make his move. He's going to attack. So this is your last chance, Dre. I hope he gets it. I really, really, truly hope he gets it, because he deserves it, man. He's been the anchor to championship defense for what, a decade now?
Yeah. I mean, ever since the Warriors really became a championship contender in that 2014, 2015 year, Draymond's been one of the best defenders in the league. So let's look at it right now, Sage. So I have all the winners of the Defensive Player of the Year since Draymond Green won it in that 2017 year. You got Rudy Gobert back-to-back years, Giannis in 2019, Rudy Gobert for his third one, Marcus Smart.
Yeah, that was a joke.
That's aged poorly. I mean, talk about a guy who just got traded off the Grizzlies to the Washington Wizards because he's really just not a factor anymore. That was a bad award. And then Triple J a couple years ago, and then Rudy Gobert got his 4th last year.
Yeah, I mean, it's a joke.
He definitely deserves to have more than one.
The year he had more first-place votes than Kawhi and didn't get it. Like, how do you let that happen?
Yeah.
Remember that?
The year before, so the year that the Warriors win 73-9, Kawhi Leonard won his second one.
It's an absolute joke. I mean, that was before load management Kawhi. Maybe, you know, turn back the clock, you would have had 2 or 3. But
that
the
Kawhi
Gobert
was
one,
legit. I will say that.
No, he was.
Best
I still think
perimeter
he's
defender in the league.
Yeah, I still think that's true. Probably the best perimeter defender I've seen. I mean, Gary, dude, for whatever, like, in a single possession, Gary Payne's up there, especially for his size. But, you know, Kawhi was like the guy. You know,
are you saying Kawhi Leonard is a better, or GP2 is a better defender than prime Kawhi?
Hot take, but I've seen some things out of GP2 that just make my jaw drop.
I'm gonna clip that, Sage. I'm gonna clip that.
Maybe I'm biased here, but I don't think he's better. But in a single possession, the way that guy could guard guards is special. But obviously, Kawhi, like I said,
remember how he locked up your boy LeBron in that finals back like 10 years ago?
Yeah, I held him to 30 points a game. Just like how Iguodala.
I think LeBron legit didn't have a good finals. That was the one where he won the MVP in that 14 year?
14, the year before he went back to the Cavs.
So Draymond's 160 right now.
He'll be minus 200.
What can Evan Mobley do? Like, you have 7 games left in the year. The Cavaliers already locked up the 1 seed basically. They're probably going to rest in the last couple games. Draymond's got this locked up.
You say that, but it comes down to the voters. That's the thing. That's what's scary about it, man. It comes down to the voters, and it seems like the voters do not like Draymond because he targets the media.
I will drop kick any fucking little bitchy media reporters.
These are the guys that he knows that
try to use a personal vendetta to not give Draymond Green the DPOY.
But dude, these are the guys that he goes at every year. The old media that the new media is replacing. So Mr. New Media might have dug himself his own grave here.
Who do you think? Okay, who's the number one media member that you would suspect to not vote for Draymond Green because Draymond's given him shit in the past?
Brian Windhorst? I mean, like,
no, I don't think so. I think Windhorst.
Who has a vote?
I mean, LeBron literally just called him a weirdo and a freak on TV, and he still respects him. So I think that Windy's able to keep the personal attacks. He's able to protect the ego a little bit, not let it get in the way of him talking ball.
Who has votes for these things? Like, does
I
Nick
think
Wright
Bill
have
Simmons. I think Ryan Russillo. I think they all have it. I feel like they're pretty loose with who they give votes. I mean, Sage, we could maybe apply to get some DPOY votes coming up. We just need to maybe get a couple more 1,000 followers. So yeah, guys, please drop a like, chat, subscribe if you're watching.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah,
it seems like to the point where we could be NBA voters, please.
It seemed like on the Rewatchables podcast today that neither Simmons nor Russillo will be voting for Draymond Green. I don't know if you caught that.
What did they say?
They said like his off the court antics are a little much, and they reference to the cat thing.
I don't think that they would do that. I would say that there is one good argument to use against Draymond Green being the DPOY. The season's 82 games long, not 35. I don't know if anybody was near calling Draymond Green the DPOY before Jimmy Butler got to town. But
yeah, no one was going to call it. No one was going to say it about Mobley. He was just kind of like Wemby's out, like, here you go. And then Draymond made this case, and it's more compelling. And the NBA is about storylines and selling tickets and stories. So that's why I think that's why like Draymond's becoming the guy again.
It was funny because SGA is a good defender, but he was like in the top 3 of DPOY. And I'm like, I've seen a lot of SGA. I think he's quick. He's got pretty quick lateral movement. I don't know if he's one of the best defenders in the league. So it did just seem like they were kind of just throwing darts. At a dartboard, just being like, fuck it. SGA, 4th overall odds. Mobley, we'll go with him at 2nd. So there wasn't really a great contender all year until Draymond Green started popping off these last 25 games when the Warriors got on a run. So that is the one argument for it. It's
kind of like the most improved, like clutch player of the year. It's like, how do you like measure this, right? Like the most improved player, like where do you even start to begin? For most improved player, like why isn't it just like Peyton Pritchard or someone like, I don't know, like who's gonna win it this year? I saw it. It's gonna be someone really. It's gonna be Cade, I think, this year. Which like I get it, but it's like, dude, the guy's
most improved.
Yeah, the guy's like the first overall pick in the draft. Like, how is he allowed to win this? It should be reserved for guys like Peyton Pritchard, like Brandon Pajemski, like Moses Moody, someone like that.
So you're saying it should be only given to semi-shitty players? You can't be a legit.
Yeah, like guys who like come out of nowhere, basically.
The thing is like the jump from year to year, right? So Cade, nobody was talking about Cade like how they're talking about
John
right
Morant
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's improved. I mean, it's just the basis of the award. You're the most improved player. I think Cade improved the most out of anybody.
He does. Okay, I'll say he kind of does deserve it, but as the first overall pick, I don't like it. I generally just don't. I don't know. Something about it rubs me the wrong way.
So, so Sage, what has to be the limit? So how high could you be drafted to officially be eligible to win a most improved player in the league award, in your opinion? What if you're like the 7th pick? Could you get a most improved player?
Outside of the top 5. I think outside of the top 5. When you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're just a late, like, okay, here's the last 5 people to win it. Tyrese Maxey. I kind of like that one. Tyrese Maxey.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
Lauri Markkanen. That's another good one. 2 years ago, kind of took it. John Morant. Don't like it. Julius Randle.
Top 2 pick. Not eligible.
Julius Randle. I don't know. He was right around there. I don't think he was.
He was number 2. He was number 2. Not eligible.
Yeah. Brandon Ingram. What is
number
that?
Number 2, not eligible. What's going on there?
Siakam, I like it. Oladipo. Giannis deserved it 100% that year. Jimmy Butler won it. Wow. Did you know that? Jimmy Butler, former.
That makes sense. I mean, Jimmy Butler did just kind of come out of nowhere. He was. Yeah. Was he a 2nd round pick? Or was he
he's
a
20th pick? He was like the 20th
pick.
Yeah, he was in the 20s.
There was a year where Jimmy Butler came out of nowhere, and it's like, oh fuck, like we gotta start watching out about this Jimmy Butler guy.
Yeah, I feel like it's reserved for guys like that, like the Alperine Senguns of the world. You know,
that's fair. That's fair.
He was the 30th pick. He was the last pick of the 1st round. There you go.
How can you call LeBron James the GOAT?
What
if he doesn't have a defensive player of the year and Draymond Green has 2?
Quick question.
Sage, people are asking, like the chat's asking, how can you call your boy LeBron James the GOAT if he never has a defensive player of the year? There's 2 sides of the ball. The chat's asking, how is it possible? You're saying that a number 1 pick can't get the most improved player? How could a basketball player be considered the GOAT if he never has a defensive player of the year? If he's never been the best player in the league on one side of the ball, 50% of the game of basketball.
Two things. One. LeBron James deserves defensive player of the year in 2011. That is the most ridiculous, fraudulent, non-defensive player of the year ever. The guy who won it didn't even make first team all defense. How is that possible? How does the defensive player of the year not make first team all defense? That is impossible.
Sage, we can't trust the media. Sage.
Exactly.
Fake news. We can't trust the media, okay?
Do you know why we can't trust the media?
This is human error at its finest.
Do you know why we can't trust the media? Because we go back 20 years later, and what happens? We find out that Michael Jordan in his home games is getting steals and blocks cooked up to an astronomical level where people understood it, and 20 years later go back and rewrite the history and say, oh, when Jordan was at home, he was averaging 5 steals a game and 2 more blocks a game. And then when you go back and watch it and you pull up the clip, you realize that They were just making it out because that was the narrative he set before the beginning of the year, that he said, I'm going to go out and win Defensive Player of the Year. So what did the Bulls home fucking scorekeepers do? Every steal. There were steals he was getting where he never even touched the ball. Blocks he was getting that belonged to Scottie Pippen. Blocks he was getting that belonged to Dennis Rodman, whoever it was. And they were just making it out. So this guy had insanely inflated Defensive Player stats so he could win the DPOY. I'm not going to let Chase's narratives get to me. It's bullshit. You know it.
I'll be honest, Sage, this is kind of a moment where you're on the debate stage and the other person across from you is floundering. He just can't find himself. He's getting lost in his own argument. He's losing the crowd. So you just let him talk. You just let him talk, and you just kind of let him do his own bidding.
Yeah, but you know it.
I mean, you're bringing up that at his home games, there was a conspiracy by the NBA
it was proven
to get him the Defense Player of the Year. It was proven.
It was proven.
So there's evidence that David Stern informed these referees to try to get them to get Michael Jordan the DPOY.
Chase, last I checked, referees don't keep score. So it's the home scorekeeper. You have a scorekeeper who keeps stats, and they submit it to the league. And back in the 90s, they didn't fact check these stats. They just took it for word because they thought these guys had integrity, which clearly they didn't, because they were all Michael Jordan fanboys. And Michael Jordan before the year said, you know what? I'm going to make it my goal to win Defensive Player of the Year. So this guy, being a Michael Jordan fan, was like, oh, I'm going to help him out because it's Michael Jordan. And that's what we do. That's what the whole league does. That's what everyone from the 90s and 80s does. We're going to help Michael Jordan build his fake fraudulent legacy. Could he go left? No, he can't go left. Could he shoot a three? No, he can't shoot a three. Could he shoot free throw? No, he can't shoot a free throw. Could he beat the Celtics in the playoffs? No, he can't beat the Celtics in the playoffs. But let's try and fake cook a Defensive Player of the Year.
I hope we get clips so we could get views, but this is just getting ridiculous. I mean,
these are just the facts. These are just the
facts.
Getting
crazy. This is like saying Shohei Ohtani can't hit. Shohei Ohtani can't pitch.
He's a right-handed
Shohei
merchant.
Ohtani can't hit the curve. Like, I mean, you're talking about the greatest basketball player of all time. You're telling me all these things.
I know. Let's go back to talking about it. Let's go back to talking about him.
Okay.
In 2013, he deserved, or 2012, he deserved Defensive Player of the Year. The guy who won it over him didn't make first team all defense.
Say his name, Sage. Say his name.
Marcus
Gasol. That guy.
Marcus Gasol.
Yeah,
wins Defensive Player of the Year over LeBron James. I didn't say his name because his name doesn't deserve to be said.
One of the best guys out of Spain ever. My European brother.
Not even the best guy in his household.
Say his name. That's a Defensive Player of the Year.
In his household.
That's a guy with a real legacy. That's a guy with a real legacy. Unlike your brother LeBron. Yeah. Where's the hardware at? Okay, but this is what I'm saying. Getting back to the legacy talk, Sage, I have a question for you. So Draymond Green, we can say that the media's got a narrative. I don't think that they're going to do shit. I think that they're just going to give Draymond, the Defense Player of the Year this year. How does this affect his legacy? Does this up him at all, or is it really just add another DPOY to the trophy case and that's about it?
No, I really think it cements him as the best defender of his era. I think most people already consider him that.
I agree.
But I think it cements him as like, this is the best defender of his era. No one, like you said, when you were talking about Zach Edey, right? You mentioned about Gobert. You can't be the best defensive player of your era if you can't be on the court in crunch time. They're going to play you off because they could switch you onto a guard and you just can't. You're going to get cooked every time. You're barbecue chicken. Chase, everyone knows it, right? What's the hardest thing to find in basketball? What's the most valuable thing in basketball other than scoring? Because there's not much out there. It's perimeter defense. Perimeter defense is the hardest thing to find out there because no one's willing to do it. No one is equipped to do it, right? And be able to guard the paint like Draymond can. Draymond could guard the perimeter at an elite level, can guard the paint at an elite level, legit switch 1 to 5, can guard your point guard, can guard your center, right? And I think more and more people are trying to understand it when they go back on the Warriors that it was always, Steph and Clay. I don't want to take anything away from Clay, but Draymond's always been the second most important piece because the Warriors, when they were winning those championships, it was always a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense. And he's been the key cog in that defense. I mean, Clay, obviously great. Steph was the main offensive guy. Draymond was the main defensive guy. Clay was the two-way guy. It just worked perfectly, right? But you have your two leaders. And that's the other thing is he's a defensive leader. And it's everything. The way he inspires the guys around him, the way he brings that out of everyone around him. So another Defensive Player of the Year, especially in the twilight of his career, I just think it cements him, man. I think it makes everyone know, like, this guy had it from start to finish. He was the best defender of his era.
We've heard it all, right? That Draymond is basically Steph's backpack. Steph carried him through this entire way. But in all honesty, now you look at it, you see that Draymond Green's a 4-time champion. He's been on one of the best teams in NBA history. You get that second defense player of the year, it gets you out of that realm where people could kind of shit talk. You'd be like, okay, like Marcus Smart won a defensive player of the year. Now you won 2. It's like, okay, this guy's legit. Like I said, I think there's an argument that he should have had more. But when you get the second one, it really does elevate you up a level. So I think this is going to have a big impact for Draymond. Now I think there's not going to be any argument about the Hall of Fame. I think it's kind of died down over the past couple years. I don't think
it's any argument right now.
After the KD run, there was a lot of people who said that Draymond was not a Hall of Famer. But now I don't think a lot of people would say that. With the second defense player of the year, you got to say that he's a bona fide Hall of Famer. Not only because of his defense, but the way that he helps Steph move, set screens for Steph on offense, and just the fact that he's the fire for this entire dynasty. He was the guy where Steph and Clay were the shooters, right? They were the shooting backcourt, but they were probably a little bit soft, and people thought they could take shots at him. I mean, you saw what happened a couple games ago, right? Where Jonathan Kuminga got into it with Karis LeVert. Draymond's like a rabid dog, comes off the bench and just starts shit-talking Karis LeVert. He made people respect the Warriors, and that combined with his defense and how he helps out Steph on offense, you got to say that he's a championship-level player. He's a Hall of Famer, and just adding another trophy to that trophy case, I think, does it.
You saw it again today, right? Like, when Steph went to take that shot and Bane deflected it, and then Aldama and Bane get in Steph's face. Who's the first guy to have Steph's back right there in Bane's face? It's Draymond. Right? He has the dog. Like, you saw it. They were booing him. They were getting so happy every time he missed a shot. Going back to the whoop that trick game, you know.
Oh my God. Draymond just going crazy after he gets ejected.
Yeah. I mean, that was game 1, right? Where the guy's one of one.
I remember we were watching the game and we saw Draymond. They panned to him. I'm like, let's go. Like, I'm so pumped. And it's like, by the way, Draymond Green is ejected from the game. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's unhinged. This guy's unhinged. Dude, Draymond, get it together. That 2022 playoff run was so up and down with Draymond. And then going into the next year, you got Domantas Sabonis incident. You got him punching Jordan Poole. And then last year, or was that
Gobert? It was last year. Choke Gobert.
Yeah, last year he chokes Gobert, punches Yusuf Nurkic.
Yusuf Nurkic, too, yeah. Bro, you got to love him, bro.
You almost say that Draymond Green should make the Hall of Fame for that 3-year run that he had, just emotionally and physically. Getting into it with people.
He's just one of those guys where social media will look back fondly on him. They'll be like, the league hasn't been the same since Draymond left. You know, like like Isaiah Stewart's coming for his crown as quickly. Like he's fast tracking the Draymond Green career arc. But I mean, there's just never going to be anyone like him, like as effective and as disruptive as him. Like you have your Ron Artests of the world, whatever, the Steven Jacksons, but they weren't as great of a player as Draymond. So it's just like hilarious to look back on. And I mean, it's the crescendo, right? Like he said it, he doesn't know how many years he has left to end it like this. And maybe, ring number 5, like it'd be beautiful, man.
Yeah. Seeing Draymond Green go up against Isaiah Stewart. You know how in the UFC now you see a bunch of people who try to model their fighting style around Conor McGregor?
Yeah, of course.
It's like if you put a prime Conor McGregor up against somebody like that. It's like, okay, I get what you're going for. You're trying to go for that physical son of a bitch, you're the craziest motherfucker on the court, kind of feel like Draymond, but you're not Draymond, right? You're not Conor McGregor. You may look like Conor McGregor. You may move like Conor McGregor. You don't got a left hand like Conor McGregor. So Isaiah Stewart, he's been in the news a little bit. I actually like that guy. I like
him
guy.
too, bro. I like what
that
the Pistons are about.
I like that kind of stuff in the NBA. I need more.
I'll say this. I don't you know what it solidifies, right? These guys are tough, hard foulers. They play hard, whatever you want to do. They go into the tank. It just solidifies, man. Like you go in the tank, you draft these guys, you build a culture, and you could get something going, man. Like it's all about culture and identity. Like are the Pistons
John Lynch, take notes, baby.
Are the Pistons good 3-point shooters? No. Are they going to play their asses off and hit you below the belt? Get a little scratchy after the whistle and make it a tough. Like even when the Warriors played them, it was the same thing. They were going at us the entire game. They're a son of a bitch to play. Like I think the Pacers will get them in the first round, and then the Cavs have their hands full if they get past that. Like that's not a team you want to see. They're gonna bruise you up.
Will the Detroit Pistons ever be a team where it's like run and gun, 3-ball, D'Antoni?
It couldn't have been a better team.
Could Mike D'Antoni ever be the coach of the Detroit Pistons? Like throughout history, we look at the Detroit Pistons. I mean, we see the bad boys. We see that 04 team with the 2 Wallaces. Chauncey Billups are like the best defensive team of the past 25 years. And now they almost got the same kind of style with this team. It seems like no matter what, throughout, it's like death taxes and the Detroit Pistons are going to be a defensive, hard-nosed team.
No, shout out to Coach Bickerstaff. Yeah, he has those guys playing the right way. We need this, bro. We need to prove that this era is just as tough as the 90s.
Is Bernie Bickerstaff basically just a better Mark Jackson?
No. I mean, bro,
I think he is, because it's got to hurt. It's got to hurt to get fired from Cleveland. They bring in Kenny Atkinson, basically like another Steve Kerr.
He got another opportunity, you know?
He did. That's why I'm saying he's a better Mark Jackson, because you got cucked, they fired you, then they immediately go on. They started to tail off a little bit, but it looked like they were going to get close to winning 70 games. And it's a little bit better, like I said, because you're in Detroit, you're doing well, but that's basically what happened with Mark Jackson. He leaves, they immediately take a step up, win 20 more games. I don't know. Like Bernie Bickerstaff, Mark Jackson. Yeah, we're just throwing the comparisons out here. But I don't know, Sage, anything you want to bring up? Quinn Post, a little shaky.
Hit some big shots in the first half. A little shaky, but you know,
started off hot. I think he was 3 or 4 from 3 to start off.
When Steph went out there, like at the beginning, he was hitting big shots. What he finished with 3 of 9 from 3. I mean, can't hate it. I mean, he's hitting shots, right? Like he's emptying the clip. He's not afraid to shoot it. 9 threes in a game where you don't play particularly well. You then get 20 minutes. Like, you got to respect it. I mean, Buddy Hield, I was yelling at my TV for the first 3 quarters, then finally did something there at the end, went on a little flurry, if you could call it that, to kind of keep us, you know, head above water until Steph got back.
We just have to accept that we're not ever going to be
just one playoff game. Give me one playoff game, Buddy Hield. That's all I have.
We're never going to be in a chill state of mind with Buddy Hield. We're either going to be, where is he? Why has he missed the past 10 shots? Or we're going to be like, Buddy's on fire. Buddy saved us at the end of the game. There's no middle. There's no Buddy game where it's like, oh, he went 3 of 5.
Yeah.
Hit 3 threes, you know, got to the line a couple times. Like, no, it's either he's going to be ice cold or he's on fire making shots late. And we're going to have to accept that, because he's probably taken off years of my life sometimes.
Yeah.
When I'm watching Buddy Hield, it's just like, dude, come on. Like, if you just hit a couple shots there, especially like towards the end of the game before he had a couple of those big buckets, I'm like, if we just had a couple Buddy buckets, we'd be kind of clear ahead of this thing. We'd be winning.
So of all like I'm going to call them role guys, right?
Yeah.
So Steph, Draymond, Jimmy, and I think that's it. Just those 3. Who do you consider? So I'm saying they're out of it. Who do you consider the biggest, like, we need this guy to show up in the playoffs? Like, he's the key role guy, you would say.
I think it's got to be Pods, because Pods is going to be in that starting lineup, and Moody has been but he's been a reliable 3-and-D guy. I don't think that's going to stop. I feel like Moody's going to be able to get open shots. I've seen him reliably hit open shots. I think ever since he's been put in that role as being the number 1 defender, I thought he's been doing a great job. I don't think that's going to stop at all. The thing with Podziemski is that I've seen him go 3 to 4 game stretches where he's ice cold.
2-month stretch. The first 2 months of the season, it was brutal. It was hard to watch.
And we've seen what JJ Redick did against the Denver Nuggets, where he's like, we're putting 2 guys on Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon, Christian Braun, whoever, Russell Westbrook, whoever else is out there. Go ahead. Just straight go ahead, guys.
Happy birthday.
We're 100%. Not even going to get near you. They're going to do that with Brandon Podziemski. So if we match up with the Lakers, like we probably are, we're probably going to get that 5th seed, and the Lakers are going to get the 4th seed. You're going to have to hit those open shots, and I just feel like I'm most scared about Brandon Podziemski being put in that spot. So he's my biggest X factor. I think it's going to be Jonathan Kuminga, but he's not even playing today.
I think that guy's benched. I really think that guy's role.
You can't bench him, Sage. Sage, you can't bench him.
I'm not saying bench.
You're not winning a championship if Jonathan Kuminga doesn't come into his own over these next couple months.
Bro, you're tripping. You're tripping. You think what now that there's 7
should we
games
give
left?
D. Santos 15 to 20 minutes a game in
the rotation is just going to shorten it. You go 8 guys and that's it. Think about it.
How many guys? I mean, how many? We're only playing 9. Guy Santos is our 9th guy. You're going to have to play 9 guys at one point.
Yeah, but GP2 is out right now too, and he's like a key cog.
But you're going to need a big body in there, Sage, and like
Quinn Post.
I get that. Quinn Post. Okay, so we can kind of do this both ways. I don't know if Quinn Post is going to be playable in the playoffs.
Do you think Kuminga's playable? At least Quinn Post knows his role, and if he's hot, he could impact the game, and he adds size. Like I genuinely,
Quinn Post is also a scarecrow on defense down low.
What's Kuminga? He's not a good defender either, and he's a ball stopper.
But he's versatile, and he could guard the perimeter. Quinn Post is going to get cooked in the perimeter, and I love him. I love the shots. Let's just call what it is.
It's matchup dependent.
He's a soft European Dutch guy who is going to get out physical down low. And he's not going to be able to guard the big guys in the West.
To me, it's about matchup, man. Like we play the Thunder, I think Post could be like impactful. You go up against a guy like Chet. I get against the Lakers, he's probably getting cooked. But against, I don't know, like they have Jackson Hayes out there, you never know. It's definitely going to be matchup dependent. I trust Kerr to kind of be the chess master, kind of figure it out on their own. But I really do. I've lost all faith in Jonathan Kuminga being the fourth best guy because that's what I thought he was going to be, and he's clearly not that.
Okay, well, let's do it because we know the issue, right? Jonathan Kuminga can't find his role with Jimmy Butler on the court. We see that Jimmy Butler takes up the middle of the floor a lot, and that's really where Jonathan Kuminga was operating before Jimmy Butler came into the picture. And what are you laughing about, baby? What's going on?
It's just like because it's all the people who try to hype him up before he came back. You know who I'm talking about, but like Jonathan Kuminga is about to change the Warriors' future. It's like people like
so that. So this is why I think Jonathan Kuminga is the biggest X factor in the NBA playoffs.
And then he comes back and it's
Max,
just like, no,
Max, make a comment if you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, and this guy's just complete dog shit. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna call it as I see it. The first game against the Kings, he was awesome. Every single game since then,
I was hard as rock, Sage. I thought, okay, this is exactly what we needed. We needed a young, athletic guy gets to the rack. That's what I thought coming out of that game.
And it's just like, man, ever since then, like I think he's doing too much. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, just doing too much, man. Just do a little less.
Well, you gotta do something, Jonathan Kuminga. You gotta do something. You can't just stand in the corner and not get the ball or brick open threes. When you're playing with guys like Steph, Draymond, and Jimmy, what are they all above anything else? They're high IQ basketball guys. So you got to find a way to fit into their system. You got to be able to play off of them. And you could do that. You could have a high basketball IQ, or you have to be able to reliably hit open threes. Jonathan Kuminga can't do either. He can't do either right now.
And you're saying this guy, you're saying this guy's going to come to his own in 6 games.
But I'm saying that, Sage, you got to give him the reps. You got to try to, I don't know if Jimmy's looking at tape with him in between games, yeah, but I'm saying you got to try to just work it out. We've seen this so many times with Steve Kerr where he's just so opposed to playing these young guys where he rolls out guys like Anthony Lamb. He's rolling out guys like Guy Santos right now. That's awesome. I know that you probably rely on Guy Santos to defend better, to be more efficient from three, and to just flow off of step better. That's awesome. Guy Santos is going to get cooked every single time he's on the floor in the playoffs. He's going to get singled out every time that he's on the floor in the playoffs. We can't win a championship with Guy Santos playing minutes. We need something else, Sage. I like what the Warriors are doing right now, but we need that one X factor. We need that one just dynamo to throw into this roster. That's Jonathan Kuminga. He's not looking good. He's not looking good right now, but you gotta hope. You gotta hope that he finds something. There's got to be. We've seen it.
Yeah,
before.
In a perfect world, I pray to God he finds
game. He's able to do it.
I mean, he's able to get
do it consistently.
The Kings are also a terrible defensive team, and I mean, I don't know the Kings are slow, unathletic, and a terrible defensive team. It's a great matchup for him to exploit. You know who he's not going to be able to exploit? OKC, Houston, for God's sake. The Lakers, maybe because they're not as athletic, but these young athletic teams.
LeBron's going to be camping on the defensive side of the ball a little bit. Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, but that Jonathan Kuminga, bro, got to step up. Got to step up, bro.
Jonathan Kuminga, this is your time, bro. Also, did you see the reports coming out before the game today?
About him?
Incredible. If he's actually throwing out stories like this. Did you see it?
No. Oh, that was an April Fool's thing. That he wanted $225 million.
Oh, okay. Wow. Did I get fooled by you? Okay. Wow. Dude, I've been getting fooled all day. I'll be honest.
No, Anthony
April
Slater
Fool's
never
is not my day.
Yeah. Chase, you're too gullible.
I know. I'm like a deer in headlights when it comes to April Fools. Everybody's getting me. I mean, Max.
I saved you
almost
there, bro.
every month gets me with one of our friends' birthdays. Says that it's one of our friends' birthdays. Turns out that it's not. This is not my day. But I saw that Kuminga wanted the max deal. I'm like, this guy's crazy. This guy's
Chase,
crazy.
You love April Fools.
This guy can't get 15 minutes on the court, and he's looking for a max contract, but that makes sense that it was fake. That makes sense that it was fake. All right. Let me just look here, Sage. Buddy Hield, Guy Santos, Kevon Looney. Any points on Kevon Looney? Where do we see Looney at right now in the lineup?
Bro, this guy might be a weapon from the corner. I swear to God, dude, that corner.
That was crazy, bro. That was awesome.
He hit the one against the Spurs. Yeah, he hit the one against the Spurs where you're up 40. Who cares? This one, I don't know if they were down or they were up a little, whatever it was. Clutch. There was, I think, a second left on the shot clock. They just throw it out to him. Hits it with the John Morant contest right in his face. Just bottoms it. Right in front of the bench, too, again. I mean, everyone's going crazy for the guy. I think he might have found something here with this stroke, man. If he's seeing Quentin post, he sees the young guy coming, gunning for his job. You know what he's saying? Like, I can step out, too, man. Like, I can hit some of these threes, too. I can stretch the court.
Okay, so I'll say this, Sage. I think that if Kevon Looney gets that shot 15 more times, he misses all 15 times.
Bro, if Kevon Looney had a reliable corner three, he'd be a top 5 big in this league.
That was like divine intervention. That was like divine intervention that Kevon Looney 3-ball went in.
Go watch his high school tape, bro.
So I think he's 2 for 2 this year. He's 2 for 2 this year. I like to see how many threes he's taken in his entire career. It can't be more than 20. Actually, Sage, look that up. Look that up.
Last
over under. I'm going to say over under. What are we going to go with? 25.5 3-point attempts by Kevon Looney in his entire career. I'm going under. I don't think he's gotten over 25.
Against the Spurs was his first 3 since 2021. Kevon Looney is the shooter the Golden State Warriors have been looking for.
Wait, hold on, Sage. Let's get the photo to put for the thumbnail.
Let's get the thumbnail right here.
Everybody in the chat. Everybody in the chat right now. We'll show you what we're talking about. Please. We're actually cooking right now. We're cooking right now. You guys just don't know what we're talking about.
Kevon Looney. Okay, you want the number or you want to guess?
I said under. I don't think it's. I think it's below. Wait,
what's
25.
the over under?
25.5. He's
taking 64.
Wow, I got cooked. Really?
Yeah.
Are you April Fool's in me again? Are you?
No, I swear to God, 11. He's 11 for 64. A career 17% 3-point shooter.
That sounds about right. Honestly,
he's taken 5 this year.
He's taken 5.
Yeah, he was 0 for 1 last year, 0 for 1 the year before, 0 for 1 the year before that. 4 for 17 in 2021. That dude.
I don't know what kind of stats Fitzgerald is getting. He said he was 2 for 2 all year.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Fake news. I mean, you can't even trust the local broadcaster anymore.
LeBron,
you can't trust CNN. You can't trust Fox News. You can't trust NBC Bay Area. What are we gonna do, man? What are we gonna do? But Sage, what are you looking at coming into Thursday against the Lakers?
I just want to see how we match up.
Is this a bad matchup for us?
We're as bad of a matchup for them. I think it depends, right?
I'm scared about the Lakers, man. I'm scared about the Lakers.
If we can get them out in transition and really push the ball, I mean, it starts with getting stops, but that Lakers defense is terrible. Like, we see it now. Like, they're
not terrible though, Sage. I'm telling you,
it's Fugazi stats.
It might be Fugazi a little bit. I don't think that they're a top 5 defense in the league, but
exactly,
compared to the other Lakers teams that we've seen with Darvin Ham, I think JJ Redick's actually an asset. I think that JJ Redick.
Yeah, I agree.
He
has him ready.
Dare I say a top 5 coach in the league already?
I mean, to be honest with you,
he doesn't have the accolades, but just based on X's and O's and like what you've seen from adjustments, the fact that you lose a guy like Anthony Davis, who's one of the best rim protectors in the league, you get rid of him, you bring in Luka Doncic, who is a 0. I mean, that guy's barbecue chicken on defense, and you still allow this team to be a top 5 defensive team in the league. That's on coaching. That's all coaching. So you got to give JJ some credit. I feel like that's something too. He's not going to be scared to leave guys on the Warriors open, and that's my biggest fear. That's my biggest fear with the
Warriors. Do it every time. They do it every time. I'm intrigued to see like how they guard us, but I'm more interested to see how we guard Luka. I want to see how we match up with Luka, who we throw at him. Is it going to be a Moody assignment? Is it going to be a Jimmy assignment? Maybe, the slower paced guys, big European boy, maybe throw Jimmy at him. Is it Draymond? Like, what's your approach to going at the Luka LeBron thing? Because they're 2 guys who notoriously always give us fits. So now they're on the same team. I'm interested to see how it goes. But I don't think that they could shoot with us, man. Like, I think our A game is better than theirs. I think they're consistently better than us, but
yeah,
we'll see it.
Did you see last game? If the Lakers get Gabe Vincent and Dorian Finney-Smith to hit shots like that, they're going to be an issue. I don't think that they're going to be able to do it consistently. I guess Austin Reeves is a top 15 player in the league right now. How could they have gotten this lucky? How could Austin Reeves just consistently get better and better? It's almost like
hard work. Gym rat.
Did you see Chandler Parsons?
Yeah, I did. That he said his ceiling's 15, 5 and 5, and he had to apologize to him.
Let's be honest. That's the laziest white guy playing basketball take of all time.
What?
Right? I feel like Austin Reeves is a white guy. That gets thrown out where it's like, oh, this is his ceiling. What does that mean? When have we ever said that where a guy who's in like his third year in the NBA is consistently getting better? It's like, okay, this is his peak. Why? Why is it his peak? Why can't he get better? Why can't he get more efficient from the field? That was just a weird comment.
I think it's because he was maybe
from Chandler Parsons.
But yeah, I don't know. He's just hating, bro.
He's hating. Austin Reeves, that's a guy that I hate that's on the Lakers.
100%.
I hate that he's on the Lakers. I love his game.
No, I do too. Him and Luka, bro. It's like, I hate that I have to hate them. You know what I mean? It's like, I would like their game. I mean, I like Luka on the Mavs. He's complaining and I've sort of gotten sour on him towards the end of the year last year, just the way he acts and carries himself. But he's fun to watch, man. And the fact that they have both of them with LeBron, it's like, how could you hate the Lakers? They have like 3 of the most likable guys in the entire league.
Is LeBron a little bit washed right now?
Come on, bro.
The past 6 games have been bad.
He has been bad. I can't lie. He has been bad.
He's a little bit injured. Do you think that injury's lingering, or do you think he's just coasting? There's a chance that he's coasting.
I genuinely think he might be a bit gassed. Like that when they got Luka, he went all out to try and assert himself and then realized that like Luka has to be the guy and he's trying to find his way playing off ball. I think he's struggling a bit, like finding his role now. This is the first time he's legitimately been, without a doubt, the second best guy on his team. Like, he's not even close. Where now it's like...
Yeah, of course. Is this a debate right now?
No, I'm saying it's the first time ever. So it's like, just like in his entire life, he hasn't been the guy on his team since he was 12. So it's just, it's different for him. He has to like find his way.
Yeah. Sage, I'm going to throw a hypothetical out to you.
Go for it.
Say the Lakers are in the finals.
Yeah.
They beat the Celtics. They beat Boston in 6 games. Luka averages 29 points from the field. Let's call it 8 and 8. 8 assists, 8 rebounds. LeBron, 24 points per game. 8 assists, 8 rebounds. Who wins the MVP?
You want me to say Luka, so you could say they're going to give it to LeBron no matter what?
No, it's there. Come on, Sage. No matter what, Luka could average 8 more points per game than LeBron. If the Lakers win the championship, they're gonna find a way.
They'll point to
defense. Give LeBron the finals.
They'll point to defense.
You had your little time for your MJ conspiracy.
Go for it.
I'm getting my time for LeBron.
I'm gonna let you take.
They're gonna try. The NBA is gonna try everything in their power to get the Lakers to the finals. You know this, right?
It's like the Chiefs with Taylor Swift, right?
No, that's a little bit different.
Then what is it?
When the commissioner of the NBA, so David Stern got asked like 15 years ago. They said, just marketing wise, what's your dream finals matchup? He said, what's my dream finals matchup? The Lakers playing the Lakers. That's my dream finals matchup for marketing the league. When the guy says that, you know that they're going to try everything that they can to get the Lakers in there. We saw what happened 20 years ago, that Kings game 7.
100%. I mean, I don't remember watching it, but
very suspect. If you look back at that game, some of the ghost calls that was getting called in Sacramento, criminal. Absolutely criminal. So you got the LeBron factor now too. You got Luka, who's like one of the biggest names in the league. They're gonna try to get the narrative.
An eye out. Okay.
That's me.
We'll see, because the Warriors are just as big a brand now. So I don't think that but I don't know. They won't cheap us, I don't think.
What do you think happens? If
they're going against the Rockets, maybe.
That's true. What do you think happens Thursday?
I think we win. I really think we win.
So Lakers,
we lose to the Nuggets again. I think this game just means way more to us now.
Lakers been a little bit cold recently, right?
Yeah. I mean, they beat the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
And I think they've won 2 in a row.
They beat Houston last night.
Yeah. Houston, and they beat the Grizzlies. And then before that, they were kind of dropping to some bad teams. Like they dropped one to the Magic. There's another one in there that I'm forgetting. But yeah, they've been hot or cold, man. Some nights they look like the best team in the league. Some nights they look like they can't defend anything. They have to.
So you're 2 games back of the Lakers right now. You're even on games. So I think we have 6 games left this year.
6 left, right?
So we both have 6 games left apiece. If you win, where are you at in the tiebreaker with the Lakers? They have the tiebreaker, right?
They have the tiebreaker. They're 3-0 on us.
So basically, they're up 3 games on us.
Yeah, but with a chance to make it 2 if you win Thursday.
That's going to be tough. Let's see. I'm going to check out the Lakers' schedule rest of the way here. So you got, after the Warriors, they play the Pelicans at home. That's a W.
Yeah.
You got back-to-back at OKC's. I don't know how that happened, but they got back-to-back OKC's.
Because of the Flyers.
And then you got, so they play OKC. The last game is on Tuesday, April 8th. April 9th, they got at Mavericks. Luka's return to Dallas. That's a W. Luka's going to go off for like 60 in that game. And then at Houston, or no, they play in LA versus Houston and then at Portland to finish the season.
It seems like we won't catch him.
It seems like it's going to be tough to catch him. It's going to be tough to catch him.
So
now you're basically just looking at the Clippers and the Timberwolves, possibly the Grizzlies, but I don't think they're going to stay in the mix.
How about the Warriors too? I think today they went over their season win total, 43.5. So now 44 wins. Who would have thought, right? Like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, that they would have got to the point where they're 13 games over 500.
I mean, I would have been at rip the ticket mode. I'd been like, okay, this is done. I'm ripping this ticket. This is dead as done. This is dusted.
So shout out the Warriors, man. Keep stacking these wins. Come Sunday night, we're going to really know what this team's about.
I'm interested to see how they play against Houston. We see them do good against Houston all year, so it's not like I'm scared of Houston, but Houston's starting to play a little bit better. I was very impressed with them last night when they played the Lakers, but the main issue with Houston is going to be how are they going to score down the stretch in these big-time games. You saw them really just have Fred VanVleet try to go to town. Wasn't really working. The other young guys couldn't get anything going either, so that's going to be an issue for Houston, but you got the Lakers Thursday. You got the Nuggets on Friday. And we're going to come back against the Rockets on Sunday. I don't know, Sage. When do you think we're going to be recording next year?
I mean, next year. Hopefully this year. But I know you're gone Sunday.
I'm gone Saturday, baby. I'm back on Sunday. Hey, I got to be home. I got to be in my couch watching the White Lotus season finale at 6 o'clock, no matter what.
So I started the White Lotus, actually. I'm an eepisode in.
Season 3 or we starting season 1?
Season 3. I started season 3.
Okay, there we go.
To try and catch up. But yeah, I mean, we'll put out some videos maybe for the Nuggets Lakers game, but I think Sunday we come back with the live stream, give the folks what they want.
We may be able to do that. We'll see, but follow us on Twitter, follow us on TikTok. If you like the content that we're putting out, like and subscribe on YouTube. Really helps out the channel. Sage, anything else for the people before we head off here?
You know where to find us. TikTok. The TikTok's still taking off. Twitter, Twitch, Red Note, Facebook, Instagram. We're everywhere.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out. Hey, if you're into White Lotus content as well, hey, check out our TikTok. I got some episode recaps coming out for the people here. But, all right, guys, that's going to be it for the stream today. We labeled it the biggest game of the year. The Warriors going to Memphis, beat the Grizzlies 134-125. Steph Curry has 52 points. The Warriors got the toughest stretch of the season coming up over these next 3 games. We'll see what they could do. But for today, that's going to be it. We'll talk to you guys later.